Delicious Italian bread doesn't require a trip to a bakery or your favorite Italian restaurant. Making your own from scratch is surprisingly simple. Start the dough by combining the liquid ingredients. Combine 1 cup of room temperature beer, use lager, not a stout, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and 6 tablespoons of room temperature water. Whisk until well combined. Next, add 3 cups of bread flour, a teaspoon and a half of salt, and a teaspoon and a half of yeast to a mixing bowl. With a dough hook attached, set the mixer to low and stir together. Slowly add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. Carefully scrape down the bowl as needed. Once the ingredients are incorporated, increase the speed to medium-low for about 8 minutes. After the knead is done, lightly dust your workspace with flour. Coat a bowl with cooking spray. Turn the dough out on the floured work surface and form it into a ball. The dough will be a little sticky, so a little extra flour on the dough and on your hands will make things easier. Place the dough in the greased bowl and cover tightly with plastic wrap. Let the dough rise at room temperature for an hour and a half. After an hour and a half, the dough has roughly doubled in size. Flour your knuckles and gently deflate the dough. Dust the bench with flour and shape the dough into a 10-inch square. Grab the top 2 corners and fold them into the middle. Press along the seams to seal. It forms a bicycle seat shape in the middle. Next, take the bicycle seat and fold and seal. Fold the remaining ends and seal as well. Be sure the seams are tight. Now flip the dough seam side down and tuck the ends to make a loaf shape. Carefully transfer the loaf onto a pizza peel lined with parchment paper. If you don't have a pizza peel, don't worry. You can also take a baking sheet, flip it upside down, and cover it in parchment paper. You just need a smooth surface to slide the loaf into the oven. Cover the bread loosely with greased plastic. Allow it to rise for 30 minutes to an hour. While the bread is rising, preheat the oven and a baking stone. Adjust the oven rack to the lower middle position and place the baking stone in the oven. Heat the oven to 450 degrees. After an hour, take a bread lom or a sharp knife and slash the loaf down the center. Mix the loaf with water and slide the parchment paper and the loaf onto the baking stone. Bake for 25 to 30 minutes. The bread is done when the crust is golden brown and registers an internal temperature of 205 to 210 degrees. Let the bread cool completely on a wire rack for about 3 hours before serving. It's been 3 agonizing hours and now it's time to tear into it. Tuscan herb infused olive oil, a pinch of salt, and black pepper make a tasty dip for this bread. The aroma and flavor of this bread is simply amazing and can be replicated by anyone at home. We hope you liked it, and as always, if you have any questions or issues during your bake, please reach out in the comments section below.